So this is off the screen porch. It's covered. And I've only shown it, I think, once. I've only decorated it once since we've been in here. So I was out here starting to sweep and clean. That's something I do. I was wondering, do you guys do fall cleaning? I know a lot of people do spring cleaning. Typically, I clean every time I'm changing season anyway, but today I was doing a little bit more of a heavy-duty clean. Hi everybody, welcome. You're at your home, your happy place. My name's Debbie and thank you for joining me today. I first want to say welcome. My goodness, in the last 4 weeks, the number of new subscribers is beyond. I'm just saying thank you for spending some time with me. So I'm still outside. We're not on the front porch anymore. So the last time, I don't do this spot very often. The last time we were here, I think we called it a garden spot or the potting area. Basically, it's a side porch. It's a little, some people would call these a stoop. It's bigger than a lot of side porches would be. I mean, it's a decent patio size. I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know how many feet that is. Maybe 6 feet by 8 feet, possibly. So it's a small little room. It's right off my laundry room and my screen porch, and then it goes off into the yard or to the driveway here. So it's a pass-through, so it's a very active area. So I can't like build up a whole bunch of stuff here. In the past, I've told you when I'm showing you a foundation, it is usually a really good time to reassess and say, is this furniture placement working for me? Is this whatever working for me? And it's also a great time to clean and deep clean. Moving things. Just my daughter, when I was at her house and we moved that dining room, she goes, this reminds me of when I was a little girl. I'd go to school and I'd come home and the house would look different because you had been cleaning. And it's what would happen. I would move sofas in order to clean under them, or I'd move something and then I'm like, oh, wouldn't that look good there? And then it just goes from there. But on this particular spot, we had a problem to solve. And so I'm going to talk about that as I show you the foundation. So do you guys ever have some arguments over really stupid stuff? Well, this is ours. This is ours. My husband insists that this needs to be always screwed in. And then it goes over here behind that to this. And I just don't even understand. Now, I'm going to have to ask him today, why? What are you watering? Because we have a sprinkler system, so none of this should be part of it. So now I have to ask him why. I just watered this. And I watered this, which wasn't even here. And this is something he let die this summer because he was watering. And we have a watering can. I have a pitcher. There's a sink right inside that door. So he was going to drill a hole in the house and run the hose through. And it's like, it's still going to be seen. And I don't want to damage my house. So this is me. So then I said, you know, I'm talking about moving this downstairs and turning it back into a bar, which it really is, under the deck. But you know what? It's end of season, so it would not make any sense to do it right now. So the goal is really to get this over here. There's no room for this on this side at all. It's too big, pretty sure. Oh, well, I'm eyeballing it. I know it is. And so I'm gonna move this a little further down, move the trash can and stuff. I don't even know if I want a trash can right here. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. And then these landed out here. I don't know if they're staying. I was looking up here. It's, you know, time to pull the lavender because my lavender, while some of it's still blooming out there, most of it's done. So I'm just going to be working out here, cleaning first, but I'm not going to have you watch me clean. All right, here's the house wall. And I will probably, I've got the hanger there, I'll probably put a wreath up. This is when I was doing the front porch. See, this would be a perfect spot for those little bows. 3 little bows there would be so cute. I don't have any more. I have a lot of wreaths though, so I'll still probably do a wreath, but in the future, that's just something to think about. And then I hung this sign up years ago. In fact, I've had it for years. It's like a vintage calendar. And there's our light fixture. I bought this, I think, either a year or two, probably 2 years ago, from one of the boutiques in Ozark. I love it. And I just take out seasonal branches. So I just took out lavender that was in there. So I'm going to see if I've got anything fall pick to go in there. I may not. So if I don't, I may have to pick something up today. And then this is my Pottery Barn piece. We had a conversation about moving the boot tray over here, moving this to the basement area. And well, guess what? This spot and this spot are not the same width, and the boot tray would not fit there. So I had to quickly find a place for that. This I'm not ready to take downstairs. So I use this for just plant supplies, outdoor things, and equipment for potting. Oops. Well, for heaven's sake, these are not like installed. So all of that kind of stuff. And then up here, I just kind of decorate it. So I kind of love having that. This was in the garage. It's got a footstool. Unfortunately, I can't right now find a way to use that here. But this is a, gosh, I've had this for years, which you can tell. I bought it new. It's got a little magazine holder on that side, and it needs to be painted. It really does. But I'm not willing to get rid of it. My husband would have trashed it years ago. I might buy a new cushion. Today I'm going to be in Springfield, Missouri, and there's an at-home right where I'm going to be. And they still have all their cushions out, and they look like they're reasonable. And over here, I took away his big long hose, obviously, and I moved this up, which is a pretty set, and I don't mind that sitting out there. I took the trash can, which was over where this chair is, and moved it over here. All right, here's some of the stuff I'm going to use today, and let's just freshen this up. I put this out. It's one of the first things I put out just because it's old. It's not in the best shape. So I put that out, and I did wash it yesterday, but overnight things just creep up in here. On my last video, I didn't show you an inspiration and details, and I'm sorry. I was just trying to get things done, and I forget sometimes. But I didn't have an inspiration piece. I was just trying to make that work. Same thing here. But I like it. When I first started doing that, I went and looked for pictures after the fact, and that's what I'm going to do today, because I don't want you to just see my idea. I want you to see other people's ideas of what to do with a side porch. I mean, I'm using what I have. I didn't go out and buy anything new. I'm just trying to make something work using the stuff I have. And one of the cool things I like, and made my husband happy too, is that this chair was just sitting. I mean, it had been on our back porch, but it sheds because it was in the weather. And it just wasn't a good spot for it. So it's been in the garage for a couple months, and it takes up a lot of space. So when I can find a new home for things and it makes sense, he's happy and I'm happy. So let's look at some inspiration pictures. So this is not really outdoors, but could be. Love the antique bench, the iron, the weathered look, the tossed blanket, nothing too precious there. I love the stacked pumpkins in a pedestal pot. The boots, always a great touch. I had just had to throw my boots away. They'd been out on the boot rack tray outdoors for long enough that they deteriorated. But this is something that I think is really pretty. This one, I mean, I love the hand-painted sign that's kind of tore up. The mums in the wire basket and the use of an old antique chair outside just getting more weathered. The alternate color from yellow being the really pretty pop of a crimson mum. It's also in what appears to be a very authentic bushel basket. And then the antique watering can. I'm just a fan of vignettes outdoors that aren't super polished and look well loved. This one I just added for inspiration because it was unique. I've not seen anybody before. This is from kellynan.com. I've not seen anybody use twinkle lights weaved in and out in such a creative way. I thought this was really pretty. So this has found its way around the house a few times. You saw it in the dining room, and then I didn't show it to you, but I tried it on my front porch because it matched, the colors of these match the pumpkins that are in those topiaries. But I didn't buy them at the same store. I didn't even buy them the same year because those topiaries were new, and these are from TJ Maxx, as we said, who knows how many years ago. But I really like it, and I'm going to pop that over here. I found this in my stash. I stored it this way. So I do remember doing this on camera last year for you. I put this out in the front porch on the little table that I didn't use this year. So I got to find a light to go in there, an LED one. But I thought, you know what? I'm not going to change a thing. This is beautiful. And I'm going to go check my wreaths and see if there's a wreath that will complement these colors. I didn't clean this yesterday. It needs a rinse off. But I'm pretty sure I bought this on Amazon last year because I wanted some more copper. I love copper. Period. I used to have all copper pots in my kitchen, but copper pots are a little hard to take care of because they turn. But if you're not doing something like that and heating them up, this will last a long time. So I really wanted to bring that out here. Plus, it's functional. I've got my sink right there, or the hose, and then I've got a live flower there and several live flowers on the screen porch that need watering. I think I have a lot of signs. This one was just, again, up in my stash, and I thought, okay, I'll just pop that in here. I think that's all I'm going to do on here. It's enough. I don't want to overdo. I like to have a little spot for working in case I'm going to do some bulbs or something, you know, get some of those things out. So I still need to find that, and then I'm going to have to go upstairs for that. So let's just look at my chair. I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think? I'm going to paint it. Do I just repaint it white? Do I paint it brown, gray, navy, orange? You guys vote, and I'm pretty open. I've painted a lot of wicker furniture before. I would love to use a spray container and do it that way. I've never done put it in a spray. I'd love to use a lacquer on it, but I don't even know if you can do that on wicker. And if any of you are DIYers and you know these things, please tell me in the comments. So all I'm going to do right now is add a pillow. And I had about, I don't know how many of these, probably 6, because I had them on the chairs, the Adirondack chairs downstairs by the pool last fall, and I'm just spreading them around in a different place. And I thought, how about tying these two, porches together using a lot of the same color? And this is very much in keeping with the leaves in there in that scene. So yeah, I'm just going to add this. No throw. All right, I moved this over here and I still have a hole there, and I had an idea. So I'm using a plant stand. I think this is a plant stand. You know what? I don't think it is. Oh my gosh. This is hilarious. This is for a burner, and this is for some of my cookware. Okay, but we're going to use it as a plant stand today. But it's not really going to hold a plant anyway. That is hilarious. I'm glad I saw that, because I might be wanting to use that sometime and not know where it is. Here's the basket. I really don't remember where I bought this basket, you guys. It's just, I love the rustic rope handles on it. I love this. It's nothing fancy, and that's what I love about it. But it also reminds me of a bushel. If I had a bushel of apples, but instead we're going to try and do a bushel of pumpkins. So I'm going to lean it like that, because I think that's a really pretty presentation, and then I'm going to put some pumpkins in. I'm going to start with a giant one. These are all like paperweight. I mean, they're paper light. They're so totally light. Okay. Now, I really don't want to see that too much, so I'm going to put a little plant in front of it. This is one of the plants I got at Lowe's that you saw on my front desk, or front porch. Sorry, I'm just seeing water once a week, part sun. Okay, cool. So I watered it yesterday. Anyway, it's got the cutest little thing on it, so I'm just going to put that there. And I'll just look around and see if I see anything else I need. But, I'm really happy. This has been it's just been, honestly, in my opinion, because of the silly hose that was going across the steps and everything, it's just been a spot I've ignored because it was so ugly to me. I am not, if you've got something functional that you need to work, you got to find a way to make it pretty. That's my opinion. It's our home. And there's no reason for things to just be ugly. There's just no reason for it, because they can be pretty and they can make you happy. All right, I do have a lot of wreaths, but a lot of them are little bitty. I have the ones that were on my front door from last year and the year before, and they are very glittery and glitzy. And I'd have to do 3 of them, which I don't want to do all that here. In fact, I'd have been happy with the bows, except I used them already. And then the other, I have velvet and gold ones I used last year in other places in the house. They're extraordinarily rich looking, not for here. And then I have a lot of pale ones. And it's not what's going on here. This is the closest I could get. It's still got pale leaves. But it's got some orange going on in it. So I'm going to try this and see how it looks. And if it works, it works. But it's these leaves here. If I had more of, I found this little garland, which, I could wrap something like that around it and dress it up. But I'm going to use this in there, I think, because I don't have any picks either. And maybe I'll find some more stuff. But let me try this first. Actually, I don't mind that. I don't. I'll tell you why. So yeah, I have some deeper colors here and there, plus the dark wood. But this piece, yeah, I'm going to put some leaves in there, but this piece itself is light, and I've got a lot of light here. And so this is kind of a mix of both. So I'm kind of thinking I like it. This is all I have. I mean, I have some really, really big garlands I just discovered upstairs. They would be way too big for, if there was no greenery, it would be too much. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. It's exciting that I found them, but I'm just going to kind of stuff this in there to bring the color in. I think that looks nice, but as I was playing with this, I was thinking, ooh, I wish I had some of this twig that was, you know, in a half circle or something, or so that I could put right here on the, I don't know, I just think that would have been really pretty. Okay, let's do a reveal. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. I hope you have the best weekend. The weather here in southern Missouri is splendid. I cannot say. It would be great to be out on the boat, but maybe not in the water. I'm not sure. Maybe it's going to get hot again. But I definitely think that for where we are, it's great for taking walks, piddling around in your yard if you enjoy that. And boy, this would be a great weekend to find an orchard and go pick some apples if they're ready. I'm not really sure if they're ready in September or October. Drive by some sunflower fields or some pumpkin fields. I mean, you guys, there's so many wonderful things you could do right now. So I hope you have the best weekend. As always, I have my links below. I appreciate it when you shop them. If you would remember to give me a like before you go, it really helps my channel. And I will see you on Monday for another decorating video. I think next week we'll at least get into the kitchen and finish it up. And then I've got the lower level to do. I also, I'm in a quandary about my bedroom. So that may be one of the last things we do because I've been holding on to summer in there, I have to admit. But I have so many more decorating videos to bring you for fall. And I just love it. I love hearing from you. And I'm so thankful for all the brand new subscribers. I'll see you next time. Bye.